Hello.
That's the way to start, isn't it?
Good evening.
Hello.
That's the way to start a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. With some mild, friendly alcoholism.
I wonder if you can pick up the slurp on the new microphone.
Have a try. Most definitely.
It's very squelchy.
Okay. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome to podcast 7.
To be honest, I'm surprised it's gone this long. I thought we would have got bored.
We
by
say
now.
that every week.
Yeah.
And every week I am amazed.
And we get more and more views.
Confidence, right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, today we're gonna just talk about a few things from Metallica's tour, new Linkin Park track, a little bit more on Suicide Silence. Danny, you went to see Frank Carter and the Rat Snakes, and you went to see Mary Knox as well.
Mm-hmm.
We got an issue to talk about lip syncing on live shows. We got a new game, or a game we made up.
Yay game.
Yeah, I enjoyed the game.
That was a fun game.
I liked it.
Was it?
We'll pick another one.
For anyone listening, the game.
Oh,
you
you
Do
son
you want
of
to
a...
introduce the game now? We might as well.
This is...
yeah, can do. All right, the game was an effort to broaden our horizons in the subgenres of metal, and that's what we did. And we picked Deathcore.
Yay! So our challenge was to go away and find a new deathcore band to try and enjoy. And expand our...
That we didn't hate.
That we didn't hate.
But
I think anyone that knows us as individuals will know that actually this game was a lot harder than it had any right to be.
I had quite a laugh with it. I found some pretty hilarious shit.
Yeah,
And that is my point exactly. Never mind, I will get on to it.
With that game, we excluded the more popular bands to make it a little bit more harder. But yeah, we'll get onto that later. And I got all killer no filler for you guys.
Which I don't know what your all killer is this week.
No,
I'm quite looking forward to.
We've been kept in the dark.
I reckon it's going to be that Sum 41 record. All killer, no filler.
That was one of the options, but that was two options.
Was it called that, or is that just one?
It was called that.
Oh, okay.
That was a thing that happened.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's crack on.
Anyway, yeah. So, news!
In a minute. We're talking about what we did last week. Last week, your all killer no filler was Bleeding Through's The Truth.
Yeah.
Now, did everyone go away and re-listen to that after that?
I did.
I did.
I got about halfway through it, and then I went and did something else. Yeah, but I mean, that was good enough. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I didn't.
You didn't listen to it? Or you didn't
No,
enjoy
I
it?
listened to it and I didn't enjoy it. I just found myself starting one track, hearing the main tracks on there. What Kill to Believe, is that the one on there? And what's the other one? The other most popular one.
Love in Slow
Love in
Motion.
Slow
Yeah.
Motion.
I'll go through the album, notice them tracks, and then it'll end.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Tragedy of Empty Streets.
Couldn't get on with it. I don't know why. Maybe it's a impossibility of reason
Oh,
thing again.
I will jump over this goddamn table.
I don't know if it was their sound or what. It might go back to when I first heard them, like downloading them from LimeWire, it being like recorded off a phone or something like that. But just couldn't get
Just
on
wasn't digging it.
No.
No, fair enough.
Couldn't
At least
do
you
it.
tried.
Yeah, at least I tried. Wasting my life, wasn't
It does surprise me. I thought they would be really up your street. It does surprise me you're not a huge fan.
it? Yeah, I was hoping.
It matters now. They're split up and done with.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Me and Fisher went to their last UK show.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was really good.
Camden Underworld, fucking
One
awesome.
of the best gigs I've ever been to, I think.
I wish I'd have gone to that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I've
it's
seen
really
him like 3 or 4 times, but not after their last 2 records. So
Oh, God, I can't remember which beer I'm
Okay.
drinking.
You have that many beers.
it's got a harem of beers.
Don't piss yourself.
If there's any unnecessarily laughy stuff that no one else finds funny, it's just in jokes.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not even slightly sorry.
And we won't catch you up either.
No.
You spoke about Darkest Hour as well.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that album's awesome.
Yeah, you
I've
listened
gone
to
away
it.
and listened to that. Yeah,
Yeah,
we really
Did
enjoyed
you
it.
as well?
amazing. Yeah, Yeah, been listening to it last week or so.
Yeah, really good.
Really heavy.
Now, I wrote down Fisher's Penis again, and I can't remember what the band was.
Why is
Phineas.
there a love heart next to it?
Phineas, yeah, I didn't bother listening to them anymore.
I can't say I did either.
No, did you?
Sorry, Fisher.
Did you,
Well,
Danny?
Phineas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you linked me that track the next day. Oh my god, I'm going croaky, but sorry. Yeah, I found them really generic as well.
Okay.
Like it was good, but there was nothing about it that made me like excited to check out more. Definitely talented, definitely good, like good solid track, but
And they're done with as well.
oh,
They're
okay.
split up.
Oh,
As
well.
I found out this week.
Yeah, we also
Fisher's weak in metal.
we also spoke about metal in mainstream quite a bit.
That was a good little
Oh,
debate.
that was the top.
Yeah.
I think we've got some good debates coming your way. That's
so.
not me being big-headed for a change. Like, I think it's actually going to be genuinely interesting.
It's gonna be epic.
Yeah, we've got some good discussions lined up, some good ideas in the pipeline.
Yeah, to the news. That's where I ended the jingle.
Yeah, the jingle that we don't have.
Yeah.
Well, we do have new equipment, that's the news.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
We've
yeah.
upgraded.
Can we put that in the news?
No, not really.
If it
Well,
sounds,
the sound quality will speak for itself.
well,
I
I
hope
hope so.
so.
We hope so.
It just sounds like trash. Listen to it back.
Still sounds like it's on the
Talking
phone.
shit in HD.
Alright, so first part of the news was Metallica announced a UK tour. Well, a European tour as well, wasn't it? But they've
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was
They announced Kvalitak as their support, and I think if anything, it really shows the difference in quality on big tours that like the likes of the US get and we get. I'm not saying that they're a bad choice as a support band, but when you look at what they announced for America, and they announced Avenged, Volbeat, and then Gojira for the last 6
Yeah.
shows. That's
That's a hell of a
that's a
lineup.
fairly substantial difference in tour quality right there.
Yeah.
That and the ticket prices.
Yeah, the
Is
ticket
that-
prices was the main point of discussion there, really, wasn't it? So, I mean, online the reaction was pretty bad. There were £96 for a ticket, weren't there?
Yeah,
Wow. That's
it's
high.
ridiculous.
It,
Yeah,
it is
that's
absolutely ridiculous.
It's high when you consider the Death Magnetic Tour had a real household name as main support in Machine Head, and I think I paid about £45
Right.
for that ticket back in 2011.
Where did you
Something
see
like
them?
Nottingham.
Okay. And this was an arena tour as well? Yeah.
That's an arena tour.
Because obviously these shows, arena shows,
Yeah.
I mean, as you would expect.
I mean, they
Metallica
always
do.
are, yeah.
Yeah.
With Metallica.
Because I'm interested. The issue with ticket prices. A couple of weeks back, I talked about Ennett Shikari's arena show and how fucking impressive that was. But like, you see a ticket price, but you don't really know what you're getting. Obviously, you know who you're going to see. You know that you're going to hear all the classics and whatnot. But they could have a crazy. Sometimes the production sort of justifies the ticket price, and you get more than what you're expecting. So that might be the case here, but then if you know Metallica over the years, they tend to just have like 2 screens and they just smash through the tunes.
I was actually reading earlier that one of the band, I can't remember who it was now, said that this upcoming tour, the stage show and the production is going to be a lot smaller and a lot tighter.
What on this Metallica tour?
They're toning it down.
I did see. I don't know whether it's true, but for your £96, you get a CD with it as well. You get a hardwired
Yeah, you get
album with it.
Which is a new concept. I've never seen that before.
Okay, right, but you
I
take
got
out
some-
the cost of what you would pay for that album, and you're still looking.
£13 max.
Yeah, you're still
Actually,
looking
yeah.
at like
Yeah.
80 quid
Can't-
for a ticket.
Can't
Like,
justify £96 and you get a CD.
that's
Can't.
that's half a download ticket.
Especially for Metallica. Well, it's just me, but
No, I'm
No,
inclined to
I'm
agree with
a
that.
huge
I-
Metallica fan, and I am struggling to justify that money.
and
to see
with
that.
with that support,
even
as well.
with the new album and wanting to hear the new tracks, I still I think about £60
I don't even think
it's even pushing it.
I don't think it's justifiable, even if like they brought their tour lineup from America to the UK. I wouldn't pay £96 to see Metallica, Avenged, and Volbeat.
Well, there's a lot of variables, really, isn't there, for who's gonna. I mean, they're going to sell out really quickly, regardless, because it's Metallica. But I mean, the thing is with me is I've been to a lot of big shows in the last year. You know, I've paid ridiculous prices. I've been to the O2 quite a bit. So for me, it's like, well, I've definitely. I think the last good few £100s on just a few tickets here and there. So because I've already done that, that's me now done. I'm spent, you know. So I'm sort of thinking, well, I can't really justify that. But some people that don't go to gigs that often, they might think, well, I've been saving for a decent show like this for a while, and it might be worth it.
Yeah.
And this is what divides the younger people to like the older people as well. You know, if you're unemployed or you're still at high school or sixth form, whatever, you probably can't afford to go and do it. But you know, if you earn a lot of money, it's nothing. So they can get away with it quite easily, really. But I agree. I don't think it's right. But then on the flip side, I'm sort of pointing both sides out that. I mean, Metallica have done free shows before and things like that. So
yeah, they're also doing. They were doing sponsored shows as well. It's for a credit card company in America.
Right.
So are they not just some corporate?
I don't know. I don't know why they whack up the prices like that. It's like you put a Metallica sticker on anything and think people's going to buy it.
Yeah.
And then if they're going to set up shows and there's £100 a ticket, then that's exactly what's happening.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when you know that you are going to sell those tickets, I suppose if you've got that money coming in, you're not really going to give much of a shit about how expensive.
I always wonder how much the band has to do with it, you know, because they've got. But then, because
probably next to nothing.
A lot of the time they don't, but Metallica now have their own record.
Actually, they're on their own label.
Yeah.
And actually, they're in charge of a lot more of the decision making.
Yeah.
Regarding issues around.
So I hear, yeah. I mean. As fans here, there's only so much we can really know and that you can really research to find out. But anyway, that's pretty much it, really, isn't it? There's not really too much you can do. You can either you vote with your wallet, you go or you don't, really.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. But when it's a band like Metallica, you can't really vote with your wallet because
they still win.
They still win.
Yeah.
If they don't take your money, they're going to take someone else's.
Very true.
Exactly.
The only way it will ever change is if they walk out on stage and see an arena half full, and then next time around they'll drop the price. And they'll realise they've gone too far. Is if they walk out and see chunks of empty seats in the arena, but it won't happen.
Yeah.
You know,
if they do have anything to do with the price, which we don't know, but if they did, you think they would be happy with charging people £100?
I don't think they care. Either way.
Like I said, if you know you're going to sell those tickets and that's money in your pocket. I mean, I know, like the expense for their tour must be huge. Like, just fucking ridiculous.
You think they need the money?
No. Not Metallica.
But it's still a business.
Yeah.
Sure. it is a business. If they're doing it that way.
I'm on your side with that argument. I'm just saying, from their point of view, their band is a commodity.
I wonder if this might be sort of peeking ahead a little bit onto the podcast. Like next week, we're talking about some political stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, this might be a long shot, whether ticket prices now and all of the stuff that we've been talking about might have something to do with Brexit.
Yeah.
Potentially.
That was actually something I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah, okay. And that's something that I definitely don't want to talk blindly on. I definitely need to do a bit more research on. But it would make sense. You're going to start to see that, especially. I mean, I went to Italy and saw Chili Peppers, and that cost, well, it was there on a holiday, but that cost me near £100 as well. Yeah. And that's in Europe, and this is before that. Well, that's just after that decision was made. But
yeah, the only way you'll know if Brexit's a factor is if you go and analyse.
Quite frankly, I think you just have to get further down the line.
Or you go and analyse ticket prices in Germany, France, Spain, see how they match up to ours, see if we're getting a raw deal, or if it's across the entire continent.
Yeah, I think I'll look into that. a bit more before next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week will be fun. We'll be
But there is nothing worse as a passionate music fan than getting ripped off by the artists you love. But we've discussed this before with the whole downloading side of things. Bands now are turning to the live shows to make their money and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So maybe it balances out if you're downloading a bunch of albums and then paying a bit more for live shows.
There's a whole bunch of factors about the economics of a music fan. Really.
Yeah.
Okay. Next bit of news. We've talked about them a lot recently. Again, new Linkin Park track. I'm gonna let Leesky start this one off, just because if you heard that reaction just right there. The track is called Battle Symphony. It's not called something ironic like the last track was called, but take it away.
Battle Symphony. Where the fuck do you even start with that
Have
song?
you all heard this? Have you heard this?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
I'm looking at everyone's faces around the table here. I think it's going to be quite easy for me to go out on a limb and say we're all in agreement that song is wank.
Yep.
It is just an abomination.
It's even worse than the last one, I thought. Well, on par.
It's
I don't know. I mean,
it's garbage.
How do you measure shit?
That's just one of those questions again, isn't it?
No, this one's rhetorical. Like the last song was shit. This song is shit.
Yeah.
I can't compare which is more shit because they're just both awful. And I think already you've got a sense for what this album is going to be like.
Shit.
Yeah, yeah, and they don't care. They're just like, well, they're open about the fact they're going in a different direction.
Yeah.
There's going in a different direction, and then there's being one direction.
I'm just for the people listening. I'm looking at Leesky right now, and I think that wasn't scripted.
That definitely wasn't
it was
scripted.
Pretty clever.
Yeah, thank you. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. It's the beer. It helps.
It sounds like Take That as well.
Hey.
Edit.
If you hear Rob say edit, and then it just suddenly cuts, it's because we have edited now.
It's not going to happen. We can't edit for shit.
Well,
It'll take me weeks.
Well, we've got new editing software.
yeah, we have.
We may not be using it
You'd never got to work again.
Hopefully.
So, I want to make a bit of an interesting comparison. I don't know why, it was the first thing that popped in my head. But this, couple of things. This new Linkin Park track. There's 6 members in Linkin Park, right? 6 members?
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
I'm in a band of 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
There are times that I step forward and do something cool, and there are times that I step back and do nothing. And when we first got together, there was this whole balancing act of just learning about just keeping your ego at bay and not thinking like, okay, it needs to all be loud constantly. It's about the ups and downs. And I think when you've got 6 members in a band, you've got so many opportunities of being creative. And that was the cool thing. Like, even though I was never a Linkin Park fan, if you look back at their sound, there's always been a lot to take in. But these new tracks, and this one in particular, there is no guitar. There's no guitar.
No,
at all.
there isn't.
I was thinking,
Yeah.
I was thinking, what is he doing in the studio?
So here's my weird comparison. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
is he just sitting
Cool.
there? Like,
And it sounds like
Shrug.
I guess I'll just
I guess I'll just go home then.
yeah, just get a paycheck.
Yeah, just
open up another beer here. Sorry.
Who remembers the first Maroon 5 tracks from back in the day? Songs About Jane, This Love, those
Yeah,
those tunes.
yeah.
Right, I know Lacey's not a massive pop fan. No one here really is, but it was like a band playing music. They've got a track on the radio at the moment with rapper Future, and there's no live drums, there's no guitars, there's just these heavy bass beats, which I mean I like in my hip hop, but it's just it's become so much less. Like this, it's still on the radio, it's still accessible, but that is what's cool and trendy at the moment. And it's just the point of like, what are the rest of the guys in the band doing?
Yeah.
That's maybe live they'll show up and strum a few chords. I don't know, but
Well, they'll be there for the older songs.
Yeah.
But for the newer stuff, they're not needed, are they?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, and the thing was, we're talking about backing tracks later on, and we're going to talk about bring the horizon a little bit. But if you was to play, all right, what's a track off like the first Bring Me album? Tell Slater not to wash his dick. That's one of their songs, right? Play that to a 16-year-old fan that only knows Throne and Follow You by Bring Me Now.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Right?
I've said that.
You could make the same argument for...
RE, They Have No Reflections.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck.
Yeah, it is trash.
Yeah,
it's awful.
all the Count Your Blessings
Yeah.
stuff.
But this is like just as big of a change.
Yeah.
Like if you look from the start
You
inception of the
compare-
band to where they are now, this is
Yeah.
just as big of a change. But like, I think people respect Bring Me still because they're still writing music with a bit of an edge. It's still heavy in places.
Yeah.
But this new Linkin Park stuff. This is all out pop music.
It is.
And I mean, his voice, Jester's voice,
sampled the shit.
I mean, I can respect that music, like as a piece of, as a creation. But why at
Can
this
you?
point it should?
No, but in context,
It should. And if anything, why is it not a side project? Why is it not a different, under a different name? It's that it doesn't entail what Linkin Park
or
is.
like a disc 2 on the album, maybe.
Yeah.
Saying,
We wrote a metal album, then a pop album.
Well,
Shits
just-
and giggles.
Yeah, just something.
But when you're a band of that caliber, you can get away with doing shit like that. And
Well, they've got every right to do what they want to do. I'm not saying.
I actually think if they did do something like that and they'd like written a Linkin Park album and then at the same time gone, actually we've written this as well, I actually think a lot of people would take a step back and go, okay, well it's really different, but fair play for doing something like this.
Yeah.
When you're releasing this as the next Linkin Park album,
It just sounds like an identity crisis.
yeah, it really does. Fuck. Jesus.
Ooh, that was Linkin Park.
Yeah. Was.
That was Linkin Park.
Don't
Right, shall we
fuck
move on
down
to
now.
something just as annoying?
Ooh.
A bit more on the Suicide Silence. We need to stop talking about.
Yeah, I think it's been
And I
every.
think we need to
It's
stop talking about
working.
Linkin
They've
Park
got us
now.
all talking.
Yeah,
But that
That's the point.
That is the point we need to bring up now.
We need to talk.
and then
about it.
never again.
Yeah. Hopefully everyone else is doing the same.
I think they are. I think people are.
Just getting
I'm
fed
just
up
sick
with
of their shit.
that. Yeah, just getting fed up with their bullshit.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Okay,
Like,
so what's the story?
Well, this is, I think, a bit more gossip than news. I kind of think it's
Yeah.
just a bit more.
Yeah, this is the
like-
funny thing about it.
It's
so
not
we're-
really music.
we're
related
talking
at all,
about-
is it?
Suicide Silence frontman and Thiotis Murders
Yeah, CJ
Frontman.
from Diar's Murder and Eddie
having
from
some
Suicide
sort
Silence.
of weird
Beef.
deathcore
We've got
beef.
some beef with each other, haven't they?
Yeah.
There's been some sellout
Comments.
accusations and stuff along those lines.
I just think when's a metal to deathcore bands, point fingers and call each other sellouts. He started
That's-
singing clean, but you can't make that argument for either band.
The word sellout seems to be the most offensive word that they can use.
Yeah. So, I think there was some interviews back and forth, wasn't there, with Eddie, and basically, I think it started with Eddie was basically saying, well, we're making changes, we're going out of our comfort zone, whereas all these other deathcore bands are just sticking to what they do, Diar's Murder, pointing fingers at them. And then CJ, that band, they decided to release a hat that said "Make Deathcore Great
Yeah,
Again."
in the Donald Trump-esque,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
red hat,
Yeah.
Make America Great.
And then Eddie turns around and makes a fairly good point that is essentially capitalising off merch, therefore trying to make money off the situation, which I can see the argument is valid, is a bit of a sellout argument.
Yeah.
However, they're just jabbing at each other, and then CJ responded after that with a Instagram post of a burning bridge, basically saying, it's a
Yeah,
subliminal
yeah.
diss, right? So my theory to this is, because I study rap quite closely, is
You're about to say that this is like metal's equivalent of a rap beef.
a rap beef. If you watch any big rap artists, there is some sort of beef, and I'll admit I get really sucked into it because it's almost like wrestling. It's all of this drama, and sometimes the way, because I love rap diss records. I mean, if you go back to the classics back in the day, it's so funny to watch line by line how they cleverly use this wordplay to really rip into each other. What's too far? What's out of bounds? There's a real debate to be had there. But this is the same sort of thing, and what it does, it gets people talking, and it's like the hot topic. And then out of nowhere, boom, new album. record sales, and it's
Yeah.
all relevant. It's like if I mention Kanye West, everyone's ears perk and go, I've got an opinion on that bloke, because he's married to Kim Kardashian, a fame whore, you know, and it's like the whole thing is about getting publicity, and we live in this viral era.
Thing is, it works.
Yeah.
And I fucking wish it didn't,
Yeah.
because like we said when we started talking about this, we need to stop talking about them.
Yeah.
I just want them to go away now.
Yeah.
Like,
But I think that
they've
that's
released
what
a
they're
shit
doing.
album.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's talking about this shit that's going down between them and Die Artist Murder, and I just want it done with. I really do. I'm like, all right, children, like, fuck off now.
Mm.
I think the whole hat thing's nothing anyway. I think just CJ's just a comical bloke.
Yeah.
Like if you ever see them live, he's just half comedian, half death metal vocalist.
I mean, what do you do
So
when you're getting someone
I don't
throw
think he's a
shots at you?
sellout.
Do you respond? I mean, I think that's probably, you know, he's like, okay, a big sort of name in the deathcore scene is throwing shots at me. I'm gonna fire back to some degree. So that is, if it is genuine, then it makes sense.
Yeah.
But part of me just kind of looks at it and I just think you're all fake. Like, I just think
Yeah.
it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Because
Like-
it's just a way of getting people talking and it's
Yeah.
working.
The thing is, when you talk about things like rap beefs, they're big things. Like these
Yeah.
are big artists,
Yeah.
right? And even in the world of metal, right?
Mm.
Who the fuck are these guys really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Well, they are. Suicide Silence, I'd say, probably one of the biggest names in deathcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, in deathcore.
In deathcore.
Yeah.
though.
On the bigger picture of things.
Yeah,
It's
But in the big
Right.
picture of metal,
Yeah.
As a
Who the
genre.
fuck are these guys?
yeah.
Take it outside, lads. Just
The final point on that was that I think Ed turned around and accused CJ because he left the band because he was making no money or whatever, and then he came back shortly afterwards. I don't really know the full story, but Eddie from Suicide Silence basically said, "Oh, so you're returning back to a band when you just said you were leaving because of the money? That is the definition of selling out." Well, my argument is, if you're returning to a band that's making no money, that's the complete opposite of selling
Yeah.
out. You're shooting yourself in
He,
the foot.
he returned because he
'Cause he loves it.
He missed it.
Yeah.
He missed the buzz of the live show. Like,
Yeah.
he lives and breathes that,
So- All of this stuff that we've been talking about the last few weeks, it's given the guy so much attention. I just really hope that he can really look in the mirror and just realise how much he's fucking up and how he's given himself and the band a bad name, really. And it's a shame because especially after, you know, a fatal member, you know, being lost and whatnot,
Yeah.
it's like really tarnishing their name. So
yeah.
anyway,
right. Yeah, I promise. Right, from this point on, we're not going to talk about them again.
Alright, let's not talk about Suicide Silence until they write a decent record.
Never again.
Linkin Park as well. Linkin Park.
Until the album comes out.
Until the next single.
track by track review.
Yeah,
Linkin
track
Park.
by track review.
I will make myself listen to that album just to get angry.
Right, well, so,
Anyway, yeah, moving on. What we got next?
We have news on a new Asking Alexandria album.
Yes, we
Well,
do.
it's been written,
Okay.
not yet recorded. No names, no artwork.
They
no,
weren't hanging around
No
with that,
real
were they?
details. According to what I read, they locked themselves away and just wrote it. They've smashed it out real quick.
yeah.
I'm actually interested to see how this is going to go. I mean,
I think it'll be awesome.
I
Yeah,
think it will.
I think there's going to be a new.
Do you think it's
Danny
going
Moore's
to be?
not coming back? There'll be a spark there again. There'll be.
Do you think it's going to
there'll
be more like
good.
the last album they did with Danny?
I
Or do you
hope so
think it's
because that
gonna-
was fucking amazing.
Yeah, it really was. I
That's
hope
awesome.
they continue to go in that vein because it was just a really strong album.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Also, who we got? Jesse Leach. He's apparently got a super secret hardcore punk band.
Super secret, as in.
But yet you know about it.
I knew.
How the fuck did you find out?
He rang me up and said, "Yo,
Don't tell anyone.
Is this,
but
is this
Super
an exclusive for the podcast?
super secret
it's a
hardcore
Robsmith
punk band."
exclusive.
I don't know who the other members are. I couldn't find out. But yeah,
It doesn't surprise me
That's
that at
apparently
all.
coming.
He's big into his punk and stuff.
Yeah, so that should be interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what we already got on that. Far Beyond Driven is 23 years old, apparently.
Today.
Maybe not today.
We're celebrating odd numbers now, apparently.
Yeah.
But I don't give a fuck because I love that record.
Yeah. It's
I remember being young and it scaring the shit out of me. Like, it's still heavy as balls. It really is.
It is.
There's just some really fucked up tracks on that album as well. Like,
Hard Lines and Sunken Cheeks.
yeah, that
Yeah.
song. Yeah, that's some daddy issues right there.
13 Steps to Nowhere.
Yeah.
Is that on there?
Is Sandblasted Skin on there as well? Is that album?
No.
No, that's a great song.
Trank-
Oh, is it?
Tranquil,
Yeah.
Favourite Pantera album?
Fabian.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not Fabian. Sorry. Vulgar Display of Power.
Mm.
Just like I said last week, it was the record that got me into heavy metal, and it's got the most groove, and it's just all of it's great.
I
It
love
is
Train
groovy.
Kill.
Yeah, Tranquil was
I
like
think-
on par, but
Mine's a toss up between Far Beyond and Tranquil. Yeah, Vulgar's not hugely up there for me.
wow. Okay.
Controversial.
yeah. I just
Yeah.
love all of their
Oh
catalog.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then I could even say I'd put Cowboys from Hell above Vulgar.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Lisa, you got some news on some band called Creeper.
Now, if you guys weren't aware, I really like Creeper. Robsmith really doesn't like Creeper.
No, I'll give him another go. But I can already tell I'm not gonna like
I think if you listen to them and don't watch the videos along
No,
with it,
it's not even that. No.
They've got a real buzz at the moment, like a massive
Yeah.
buzz going on at the moment.
I'm really surprised that I like them. It's not my sort of thing at all. But their album comes out tomorrow,
Yeah.
and I'm genuinely looking forward to hearing it. I can't remember the last time an album was about to be released, and I was like, yeah, fucking, I can't wait to hear this. I'm probably going to listen to it on repeat between now and next week. So just expect me to just.
You want to hear the Creeper album more than While She Sleeps album?
Is
that
that
what you
this
say?
week?
Oh no, it's not this week. No is the answer.
I don't know, man.
Oh, come on.
I'm genuinely really excited to hear this album. I'm gonna come back next week and probably just jizz everywhere while I talk about
Don't
it.
do that.
Yeah, for those listening, like Leesky has got an erection right now, so
You'll
Right
get
now.
all of the equipment.
yeah.
Sticky keys. No one wants sticky keys.
Not even useful.
I mean, I've only heard a couple of tracks of them. They definitely have got the whole image thing covered. I mean, they're pushing for that lane, and that reminds me of Alkaline Trio quite a bit.
Mm.
Yeah, with the logo, with the sort of colour scheme that they're going for, and that whole sort of like
whole goth punk.
it's like it's like the horror punk,
Yeah.
goth punk.
The
Like,
only thing that scares me is the
sidetrack
fact
from
that
AFI back in
if
the
they
day. Yeah.
if they had been around like on the level that they are now a few years back, they definitely would have been grouped in with the likes of My Chemical Romance.
yeah.
Definitely.
That's exactly what they're saying.
And I
Because you
hate
love
to
My
think
Chemical Romance.
you are.
You love My Chemical
I
Romance.
despise that band.
There's a band. Maybe I think there might be a bit of a resurgence for that sort of thing. I mean, there's a band.
God,
called-
I hope not. That was a terrible period of time.
We nearly got support for a band called Dead. I don't know if you've heard of them.
No.
And they ended up being support on Death Violence tour, and I was pretty disappointed. I mean, I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I actually wrote a review on it, and I mean, I could see what they were going for. Had a really energetic performance, and I could appreciate that. But his voice, it was that whole melodramatic sort of like emo revival thing, and they seem to be getting a lot of buzz as well. So I think that this kind of like emotional rock / punk thing is back on the rise at the moment. I mean, Creeper was on Radio 1 a lot recently.
Yeah.
Been interviewed, and everyone's talking about it. So
Where are they from?
Creeper.
Yeah.
They are from Sheffield, I think.
Also, another good British.
Is it Sheffield?
A good
No, it
British.
isn't Sheffield. I lied. It's not Sheffield.
idea.
But they're
They're
British.
from the UK.
They're from the Okay, that's
That narrows it down.
another one for us.
I've narrowed it down to one country. Okay.
Alright, so yeah, that's what we got for the news. Just a little quick one I haven't got down. Vans Walk Tour. It's had the lineup and the dates announced.
Yeah, the lineup was leaked, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
What, then they released it afterwards or something?
yeah, well, they
I
kind of
think,
had
I
to.
think they have to. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
from what I can tell, it's like its most metal outing. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember who it was. I'll have to look it up.
I think you've
but
got
like
Amure. You've got
My Prevail,
the Acacia Strain, I think.
That sounds more like Ozfest to me. Than
Hatebreed.
definitely sounds more like Ozfest.
I went to the Warped Tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of years back at Alexander's Palace, and that was when the Watsky guy jumped off the top of the stage.
Let
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Remember that?
The
I
Let
saw a
Me.
video of that, yeah,
Yeah.
a while back.
Ridiculous, absolutely fucking ridiculous. You know how like the airborne singer guy gets
Yeah.
on the top of the
Yeah.
stage?
Yeah.
There's that kind of like that kind of stage setup, and we watched him climb and said, "Nah, he's not gonna jump." And then he did, and he just vanished into this crowd. Like this crowd, like if you're at the Vans Warped Tour, you're looking at what, like 16, 17 plus people, like years old.
That's not very many people there, if I'm honest.
No, years old is what I mean.
You think they sold more tickets?
I can't remember who they were before or after, but he jumped and he injured his back really bad and he broke some girl's arm or two girls' arms, something like that. Jumped off the top of the stage.
What a dick.
Yeah.
I think I saw a gif of that, and like, you know on Call of Duty when you fall off the side of the map, and it says,
takes you off.
and it just said, at the bottom left corner on the kill feed, it just says mistakes were made. So like, he jumps off the stage and it just says mistakes were
Yeah,
made.
we thought he was dead. He jumped off, like, no, that's it, he's dead. He's dead. Let's go home. He's
Fucking
dead.
hell.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Next level. Suffer for your art right there.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he really hurts back. Yeah, broke some girl's arm. Dead. Right. Yeah, which brings us on to new listeners, discoveries, and tours. Northlane.
Yeah, boy.
They got a new song out.
Yeah.
New album or just a new song out?
All I saw was, do you know, I started seeing this. Do you guys follow Rock Sound on Facebook or anything like that?
No, I don't think so.
I really despise the way they sort of show news. It's always like really over the top. They'll put an article of like, okay, band has new track, then you click on it and it's like, stop everything you're doing. Band has new track and it's the best thing you've ever heard. And it's just like, just report the fucking news.
Yeah.
Stop being so. Like, I don't know why. I've just got a bit of a pet peeve of their journalism. Anyway, they were just saying, Northlane teasing something new. We don't know what it is, but it's happening. And they're just doing all of these like weird, ominous sort of teaser clips of artsy sort of visuals,
Okay.
which a lot of bands do these days. And yeah, a couple of days later, they brought out their new video for a track called Citizen. I used to really like Northlane, and then I sort of fell off for a bit. I'm not really quite sure why. I think they've always been a good band, but this new one's really grabbed me again.
Yeah.
It's got a sort of proper good groove to it. Really, it's quite bouncy, and it's quite singy as well, which I
Yeah.
think that happened in the last record. It's got a bit of a massive chorus, so quite like that.
Yeah, I liked it.
I'll give it a listen.
I've not.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't like it, or you didn't like their
No,
previous stuff.
I gave him a listen previously,
Yeah.
which wasn't my thing.
Was this last album or?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, because I mean, back a while ago, they probably might have blended in for just like another one of those metalcore, slightly genty bands. But I think the
it
last
just
record they
didn't
kind
do
of went a
anything
bit
for
more
me.
progressive, sort of like a bit more mellow, which is quite cool.
Are they quite similar to Amity? Are they along those? The Amity Affliction.
The Amity Affliction, I don't really know too much about them. They're quite heavy, aren't they?
Mm.
Sort of like.
Yeah,
I'm not too sure.
I just have it in my head that Northlane.
I think they might have used to have been of that sort of
Yeah.
style. If I'm thinking that Amity Affliction are sort of like, you know, real straight up hardcore metal. Sort
Yeah,
of
but
genty.
really, really catchy,
Yeah.
clean choruses.
Well, the singing here is it's done in a sort of quite a classy way. It's not cheesy at all. It's quite,
Okay.
it's quite well done.
Okay,
what's-
I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'd have to. This is the first track I've heard of them, but I'll probably go back and listen to their older stuff. But yeah, that really grabbed me. That was good.
Cool.
Yeah, Wage War into it now. Talking about them quite a lot.
Yeah, we have mentioned quite a lot, but another new track this week,
Yeah.
Stitches.
Stitch. Yeah.
Stitch.
Really good. Did you hear it?
Yeah. Really good.
No,
Really impressed.
I've not heard it.
Oh.
Hey, you heard it, boy?
That's been getting a lot of shares.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of people.
Yeah.
The song's doing
It
the
seemed
rounds
like
quite a
their,
bit.
their last album didn't come out that long ago. I'll have to look it up. But they're bringing out some new stuff, which is really good.
Assuming with this newer stuff, a new album, a new full album's going to be coming out. Hopefully followed by a tour.
Surely.
They're American, aren't they?
Yeah.
Tour?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I saw some footage of them from Warped Tour.
Yeah.
Like a sort of HD pro cam video of them playing.
Yeah.
It was pretty impressive. I mean, it was pretty. The video that I saw was pretty straight up generic metalcore, but it was done really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go see him if they announced the headline tour. Yeah, I'd be interested.
Yeah,
Definitely.
They'll probably bring good support as well, probably.
Yeah.
Or if not, they are support. Which
or
that'll be good.
you'll see them. Yeah, like you say, supporting
someone
some other big band.
Bury Tomorrow.
Yeah, that would work
Yeah.
so well. Yeah.
Gigs?
Yeah.
Gigs.
Yeah.
Live shows.
Just me? Just
you.
Just
cool.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of us don't leave the house.
So you're playing the gear.
Gear is equipment, just for any of those people.
Oh yeah,
wondering.
it's not.
It's not crack.
It's
It's
not
not
crack.
crack.
I do not put the gear up my nose.
Well,
But if I could fit that mixer up my nose, I'd probably do it.
You almost could. That's the tiniest mixer in the world.
it is actually.
Don't do drugs.
It's quite cute. So I went to go see. You can't get your little message across.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fuck me.
Yeah, you went to see Frank Cartman and Raps next.
I sure did.
I'm really jealous about that.
Yeah, you a fan?
I would love to have gone. I didn't
Yeah.
realise. I had no idea they were.
Cool.
So-
I really was never massively into Gallows.
See,
back
I
in the day.
loved
No.
Gallows.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I just thought I'd preface it with that before I talk what I'm going to say.
We
But
spoke about this on the way back from Rob's last week, didn't we?
yeah,
I
quite a nice
loved
little track.
Orchestra Wolves.
yeah.
It's a fucking awesome album.
Yeah, I mean,
really
looking
liked
back, I get it now, but I think at the time, I'm not sure what it was.
it. I think it's just him,
Yeah.
Frank. So it makes sense for him to have branched off.
Well, let me just
And
put it this way. I think because I actually quite liked Pure Love.
yeah,
The second
Pure Love was-
project that he
yeah,
did.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's such a radically different direction of his, and I thought, okay, shit, this guy can actually sing. It's really
Well, he
good.
just went from such an angry man to
Mm. So a lot of Frank Carter fans, I think, fell off at that point. But this gig was brilliant. I mean, it was definitely him back doing what he does best. But it was like, I mean, it was punk as fuck. This show really. It was like from the start, he was just standing on the crowd. He was just involved with everybody straight away. And it was very much, if you come out, all guns blazing, and you're in the crowd straight away, you've got that connection from the start. And everyone was. I actually wrote a review on it today, which should be up soon on Invicta magazine. I sort of made a funny. There we go. Yeah. Just if anyone wants to read it, because I sort of explained it pretty better than Will here. But the crowd, you can tell that the crowd are up for it at a gig. There's just that atmosphere. It's completely sold out. And everyone started singing Smash Mouth's All Star in the crowd, like before he came out. I don't even know why. I think everyone was just fucking happy and just in a good place.
What was the venue?
At the waterfront.
Nice, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect setting.
I mean, the place was dripping with sweat at the end of it. It was. But yeah, that first record that they put out last year was like pretty raw, riffy, and just straight up punk. And, but this new one is like a bit more sort of bluesy, a bit more bouncy. It's got a bit of a sort of like Sabbath-y vibe to it, I think, which is quite cool. But yeah, his singing voice now, he's really honed it, and it put on a really great performance. And the support bands were brilliant as well, so I had a great time.
Who did support?
There's a band called Yonica, who is a four-piece with a female singer, and she's kind of like, she's just kind of got this weird sexy thing about her. Like it's not like an obvious, it's not in a slutty way, it's like in a kind of sort of, I don't know, she just got a real good stage presence about her. It's quite sort of commanding and cool. She's just really fun to watch. And it's like sort of like doomy, tribal-y, kind of like riffy. It's hard to explain, but it's pretty like...
Sounds pretty unique.
Yeah, it's definitely got a cool sound. And then a band called Strange Bones as well, who were definitely a good fit. I mean, the singer was like really getting in everyone's face, and they were kind of like riff wise, like Royal Blood, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then a bit like Slaves, kind of like quite political, quite sort of charged that way. So overall, that was a wicked gig. I mean, I'm quite new onto Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes' new stuff, so I'm a little bit late on the memo there, but I really enjoyed it. So definitely recommend checking out the new album if you haven't heard it, and go to see them.
Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then Mallory Knox was last night.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just
That was last night, was it?
That was last night.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing. Where was that?
That was at the UA.
Oh, okay.
So it's just me waffling now, isn't it? But
Yeah, sure.
that was a last minute one. Fatherson, they were opening, and they were a band I saw supporting Enter Shikari, who no one really gave a fuck about. No one was watching them, no one, and I was just there, speechless from start to finish. Like, who are these guys? I need to find out about them straight away. They're
Really?
like, yeah.
Okay.
But they're just like,
And they're called.
Fatherson, and they're like a straight up catchy rock band.
Okay.
But their songs are just brilliant, and he's got a fucking fantastic voice. Yeah, they were great last night, and then Lonely the Brave as well, who are just a powerful band. His voice is nuts. And then Mallory Knox came out and smashed it. I to be honest, I've always liked the music, but I kind of find it's a bit on the teeny, radio friendly,
Yeah.
a bit juvenile side. You know, sing lots of songs about soppy shit, and it's a bit like, ugh. But seeing them live, it makes so much more sense. Like, they're such a fucking loud band as well. Like, for a pop rock band, they've got so much more edge and charisma to them. And Mikey has got a fucking fantastic voice as well, so I was well impressed with that.
Well, great.
So,
Good stuff.
Yeah, that was definitely much more the lighter side of things, but
Well, at least you enjoyed it, you know. Like,
yeah, it was great.
especially
Yeah, at least you're-
considering, like, by the sounds of it, you didn't really know what to expect from them live.
Mm. Well, no, I've seen Mallory Knox before one time, and it was the same thing. But I think because it had been like 2 years, I sort of didn't go off them, but I keep hearing their songs on the radio, just going, it's a little bit like sort of bit soppy. And then I heard it live, and I was like, okay, fucking hell, some riffs here.
At least you're
powerful, yeah.
getting out of the house and getting to some live.
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Our next one coming up is Parkway.
Parkway Drive.
They're about to embark on their European tour, I think this week. There's a lot of sold out shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone knows of a ticket going for the Nottingham show, let us know.
Yeah.
We need,
that is sold out.
yeah, we need to help some people out with some tickets.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go.
Um,
So I think my next gig that I'm going to is While She Sleeps in London.
I love this time of year, pre-festival. You know, Christmas and the New Year's well out the way. It's all coming. It's all happening now. It's all, yeah. All the tours are
We
starting.
missed Bodden touring.
20th anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently they were fucking amazing.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
Sober Alexi.
I know. Who knew?
What, is he actually?
Well, he doesn't drink on
Right.
tour anymore.
Right.
Which is just as well.
Does that count as being sober?
Wow.
Well, it does for him.
Sober,
Yeah, he's not throwing up on stage anymore,
Yeah.
so
We'll just have one. Yeah.
you can never just
that
have
was
one.
cool. That was cool, though, wasn't it?
That was cool. Probably.
He was slamming him back in that HMV when he was
Yeah.
they were just taking crates of beer away from him.
Yeah, for those that don't know, we went to a signing before the show, and they were taking
Years
away.
ago, yeah. Blood drunk, weren't it?
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah.
Blood Drunk tour in.
Just
Where
Drunk.
was that? The Astoria.
Yeah.
They were shit faced at the signing.
Yeah, like, it smelled like a pub in that room. It really did.
They wouldn't have remembered meeting any of us.
Just got on stage. First line of the song was just sick.
Just puked all over the stage.
Did he carry on? Or?
Yeah, he carried
Yeah.
Carried on drinking as
Yeah.
well.
He was just.
on. Rock and roll.
Have you guys heard of Designer, the rapper?
No.
Okay, he's on something else, man. Like, if you watch him like in songs, he sounds like a nutcase. Like, he's just making all of these weird noises, and that's just his charm. But he speaks like this in person. It's hilarious to watch. I'll show you afterwards. But anyway, I saw a video of him doing his like most popular track. He comes out on stage, and he's just going mental, like doing those crazy dance moves as he does, and then he just froze up, like, and then he just carries on, and he's like, anyway, and it's just like, you fucking trooper. He didn't even care. It was funny as fuck, man. But,
Rock and roll.
I mean, I can't play guitar. I've had a beer, so fucking hands off. So.
Yeah, fair enough. What's up next? Where?
We want to talk about
What's our issue? What's our burning issue this week?
What's your beef? Right. Yeah.
playbacks and lip syncing.
Okay.
Limp what?
Not Limp Biscuit. That's another.
We
that's
can
another
talk
issue.
about that. Is not an issue.
No.
Yeah, don't be having beef with Limp
Well, I
Bizkit.
haven't got any beef with Limp Biscuit.
You're damn right.
Yeah, lip syncing, backing tracks.
Okay.
On live shows.
Okay, so I guess the question is, should they be used? If so,
I think it's in the genre in the genre we like. It's very rare.
That it's okay.
no, that it
Oh, no,
actually
no, no,
happens.
but it
I
actually
think.
happens.
That actually happens.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, surely it's very rare.
I researched this topic and I couldn't find a lot.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. This is
just-
kind of like not. I've noticed it more of like in recent years that bands have been using backing tracks. Say for example you've got lots of ambience within a track, then play that live. Excuse me. Without that, it's going to sound empty. So.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense for like parts of those songs to be played through the speakers. Like I was saying the other day about Inishikari, all of their synthetic stuff they've got. Like, to play, you have to have that like through like some sort of click track that's just there ready. But the issue is more like when vocalists do it, or when they're trying to trying to disguise their shortcomings.
It's like you say, the disguise and trying to pull the wool over our eyes. And almost fake the performance.
Yeah,
when you're paying good money to see a live show, and what you're actually getting is a pre-recorded. If I want to sit there and listen to a pre-recorded track, I'll stay at home. And
Yeah, just stick the album on.
Yeah.
I think like not just in metal, but like any type of music, you wouldn't want to pay to go and watch someone lip sync.
I mean, you kind of expect it in pop music, but it's still the same
even
thing.
Even in that, I don't think it should happen. Like these are supposed to be professional artists, and quite frankly, if they can't get up on stage and do what they're supposed to be doing, then why the fuck are you spending money on going to see them?
Where do you draw the line? Because, say for example,
I don't think there even should be a line.
Yeah. Well, here's this as a back into that is, say you've got a pop artist that's dancing, that's got a crazy dance routine. I don't know. Let's take like an R&B, like a fucking Usher or Chris Brown or something like that. Doing all their crazy backflips and shit. That's part of the show, and they've got all of these dancers. But this is going on whilst you're singing the song. A lot of the time, you have them singing over their own backing track, and and that is quite obvious. It's not like they're trying to kid anybody.
Yeah.
They're there, and everyone's in the crowd's enjoying it because they're there for the whole performance, rather than expecting it to be word for word. Otherwise, they're going to have to be stood there at the front without dancing against a mic stand. So so in my eyes, that's kind of okay.
You can't have the best of both worlds.
Yeah, you've got to find the line between sort of what part of the performance is at the forefront, and then you're going to have stripped back songs where it's just the guitar and the vocalist or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, I thought this was worth debate. I think it was the most shocking one I saw. Was before That's the Spirit by Brumley came out, 2015. Bring the Horizon at Reading Festival. They came out to Happy Song.
Yep.
And it's that first verse, that low vocal that he does. Well, it's not high in the register, and he's genuinely pretending to sing it. And if you go on YouTube and you look this up, you can see it, and it's horrific.
Yeah.
And he does scream, he does sing, but a lot of the time his vocals are low in the mix. And it was the same when I saw them as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I cared less because I was like pretty smashed, so it's okay. But like, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't think that's okay. Like, I think we're quite fortunate in the music that we listen to that you can go and see these live performances.
And it is live.
Yeah, and like you can forgive them for the fact that their vocals might not be like on the mark every single time, because at least you can appreciate the fact that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're doing what you expect to see from them.
Yeah, I've always been of the opinion that whatever you record on a CD, you should
Be able to play it
be
live.
able to, you should be able to back it up. If it means you record whatever guitar piece, if you have to play it standing on your head, whatever you have to do to execute that live, you should. Don't record it. Like Trivium were guilty of recording Ascendancy, then going out on the road on the Crusade tour, and were struggling vocally, like Matt Heafy was vocally with screaming some of those parts. And I just think don't write that in the studio if you know that then you're going to go out on the road and struggle. Just don't bother with it.
If Rammstein can do it with flamethrowers on their face, I'm sure Bring Me the Horizon can do it.
See, this is.
I'm with you on that one.
The interesting
All
thing
the
about
fucking way.
the Bring Me thing is that Bring Me the Horizon and Architects, really really good friends. They've toured together a lot over the years, right? Now you look at where Sam started off as a singer / screamer to where he is now, and how you listen to an Architects album and you go, how the fuck is he supposed to sing that live? It's so up there on register, but he performs it flawlessly.
Yeah.
When I listen to That's the Spirit, now this is really nitpicky of me, this is like the sort of music tech side coming out, I can hear the editing work that's been done in his vocals. I'm not talking about the chorus of Throne, which is obviously like a sample. I'm talking about, I don't know, Happy Song, the choruses of that. You can hear that happy song, those two notes, it's like they're cut off, and you can hear that like shift in his voice. Sorry for the awful vocals there, guys. But that is what it sounds like, and he's not put the work in to actually go and do that live. That's why he's got backing tracks there. I'm thinking, if you've worked that hard for all of your band to be that tight, all of that production, and to be a great band that deserve to be where they're at, why can you not get a decent vocal trainer to put the work in to actually go and be able to execute that? Because I look at that and I go, that's just lazy.
That's laziness.
Yeah.
It's no different from like the other guys like haven't actually practiced constantly with their instruments.
I mean, there's so much that goes into it. It's not, being in a band, it's not just writing songs, performing it. It's like 10% of it is that, 90% is the rest of the bullshit behind the scenes stuff. So I can appreciate that, but it's just, I don't know, it sort of frustrates me that they can be celebrated to that level and you can just go and watch all of these bad vocal performances from this guy. Put the work in. It's as simple as that, in my opinion. So,
but then there are so many people now just, I think, willing to overlook that and go, oh well.
Yeah.
I was fairly surprised to hear Asking Alexandria were
letting that happen.
Yeah. It's definitely a rarity amongst the music we listen to.
Most definitely. When I was doing a bit of research on it, and I came across videos of Muse and Nirvana. I think it was on Top of the Pops, where they were asked to
I know where you get with this.
to play their instruments.
Okay, I don't know the story.
And what Muse did is Matt Bellamy went on drums, and the drummer was singing. But like their mic was on. I can't remember what they said. He said, they said like you can't control me, or you can't control us, and stuff like that. And I think Nirvana just went all out like, this is ridiculous. And I think one of them was swinging the bass around his neck. And Kurt Cobain was just walking around doing nothing.
How do you handle that? Like, if you're in a band, do you go with it or do you mock it? Because that's basically what they're doing.
Maiden did the same.
Did they?
Did they?
I read an article. That was the only thing I could find, and Maiden were asked to mine, and Bruce Dickinson was just taking the piss. He was just walking about.
That is a good thing. If bands are like, this is ridiculous. Why are you asking us to? Why are you asking us to mine this when we can do this live?
Yeah. Well, at the bottom of the article, it said, needless to say, they didn't get asked to return.
It's good to hear that some artists actually have the conviction, like if they've been specifically asked to mime, that fuck this.
That's quite a gamble.
Well, it's
Like
an
that-
insult, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're a genuinely talented musician
Yeah.
that wants to play
And you
live,
know
and
that you
get
can
asked-
do it live.
I wonder about this. What? Because I think the Nirvana one, it was like "Smells Like Teen Spirit,"
Yeah.
and they basically performed it. And he just started singing it like an octave lower. He's like, "Do, do, 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 do," and you're like, and you can see them all laughing. And there was one I saw of him as well. I know we were talking about him the other week because I sort of like got back onto them, listening to old records and stuff.
Okay.
And they actually performed it as if it was like them doing it live. But Bill Valo, or however the fuck you say his name, he's just grinning the whole way through it, and you can see him laughing. He turns around and he's just like chuckling to himself like, this is a fucking joke. But I think they just do it because it's like at that point of their peak in their career where it's like, you know what, keeping up appearances.
Yeah.
You can make the same argument about like Chili Peppers at the Super Bowl a few years ago, because all the Super Bowl performances are pre-recorded.
Really?
And they went out and did that. But they said, you know what, their sponsor was like, if you have a problem with this, argue with our 30-year career. We've proved ourselves. So this is just a bit of fun. Like, don't take it so seriously.
Sure.
So I can kind of see that argument as well. It's like, all right, if I was asked to do the Super Bowl, you think about the fucking exposure there. It's like, you wouldn't say, no, I'm just going to stay at home and just watch EastEnders.
Watch the Super Bowl.
Surely they would have wanted to play live.
Yeah,
Not that
true.
many people would've
But they're not given the choice. That's the
No,
thing. It's
okay.
just
Are they?
like,
So they're
That is some
told.
bullshit.
They're told. You mime or you're not on. Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
Well, this is so I hear.
that's some
like,
bullshit. That's real.
Again, a lot of this stuff is like take with a pinch of salt because I'm
Yeah.
not like an insider or anything.
Yeah.
He's never played the Super Bowl. He doesn't know.
That's how the fucking game works. It's so slow.
Right, bands like Baby Metal. You reckon they got back in track?
I see. I
Surely.
actually saw Baby Metal.
Really?
Yeah. No,
Where did you see that?
I saw them
Legit
supporting
or
the
not?
Chili Peppers at the O2.
That's a fucking weird support.
I know. I'm looking at Leeski's face right now. I really enjoyed Baby Metal.
Oh,
Right.
Well, it's funny you say that. The
Fuck's sake.
editor of Metal Hammer on their podcast said it was the best arena show he's ever seen.
Well, the Baby
Shut
Metal one.
up.
Yeah.
Was that their headline?
Yeah, no,
one?
this is what he
yeah,
said.
yeah.
He said
But
it,
he
it
saw
was
them
mad
over-
to
sorry.
see like these like hundreds of people, like
Well, thousands.
yeah, like just like doing the dance routines
Yeah.
along to these songs, and then cracking open some circle pits.
But
It's
this was
brilliant.
This was
Brilliant.
back
He
in-
said it was amazing to be able to see that thing, and he also said that
It was in Japan.
yeah,
You
it was
saw
in
it.
Japan. Like they're fucking huge.
I mean,
over
they're-
there.
yeah, they are
Yeah,
massive.
I'm sure.
But he was saying like his kid, like used to listen to like all this Radio 1 stuff, and then he saw Baby Metal, and now his playlist is like just filling up more and more with metal, and it's because of bands like Baby Metal.
Or J-pop. I mean, it goes either way.
Yeah,
I get it though. Like it's funny.
Do
I mean,
you?
I listen to it ironically.
I don't get.
I mean, I don't listen to it in my spare time, but I have listened to their album, their most recent one, and it's surprisingly like diverse in a like impressive. Like as musicians, the band is fucking incredible. Like they can play their asses off,
I just
okay, yeah, the band.
Yeah.
like,
and like the music's actually for some of it quite good. But I was like, okay, this is annoying. I remember the first time I heard it, I hated it, but then I started looking into it. It's like, all right, I can kind of see why everyone's sort of taken to this because it's almost like this. It's the joke thing, isn't it? It's like
I tend to hate bands with gimmicks.
Yeah.
Like as a general rule, they're shit.
yeah.
They are like
That's Leeski's way of it. It's not my thing. It's shit.
it just is though. Like I mean, for ages I was joking about wanting to go and see bands like Necrogoblicon.
Yeah.
Right? They
We did see them. We left that?
no,
Oh,
I
that was so funny.
bands like that, they're legitimate touring artists.
Yeah.
What? Really? You've got a man in a goblin suit running around on stage.
I was convinced it was Danny DeVito when I saw them.
I mean, most people just write them off because, quite rightly, they should do. They're running around with a goblin on stage. But then you've got bands like Baby Metal, who everyone's like, no, this is fine. Is it?
Yeah, I mean it was
Is
weird.
that fine?
It was weird. I did feel a bit odd watching it, like, because the dance routines are such a big part of the show. They're right at the front, and it's like, but the thing is like, I mean, this was at the O2 Arena. Everyone was there for Chili Peppers, so it was, like you say, a weird support band. But everyone was just smiling because they were amused by it, and it was like. But we were talking about backing tracks.
But where does it stop?
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to point out that I think because they've got the headsets again, the one that you're wearing.
Yeah, you got the baby metal headset.
At least
on right
he's
now.
currently wearing the baby metal
really?
Black Veil Bride's headset.
Well, I was just going to spring it on you as a surprise, but I'm now in both of those bands.
But the two girls, because there's three girls there, but two of them, I'm pretty sure had backing tracks, and it was just the main one that's a bit older, because they're fucking young. Those, I mean, it's a bit weird, like to be that famous at that age, and like I don't know, the culture of this nuts. They embraced it, but yeah.
Whatever went wrong with child stars, they've got the best lives. No psychological
God.
trauma comes from that.
Nothing. No Justin Biebers in the future. No Michael Jacksons. God. Jesus. Oh man. Fame. I would just go flat out crazy.
What harm did it do anyone?
Yeah. Anyway, final thoughts on that topic. I think everyone's in agreement. It can fuck off.
Yeah.
Really?
It has no place in metal.
No.
That's
No,
the bottom line.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
I've always seen it as a genre of music where people, they work fucking hard to be as good as they are at what they do.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there are people that these are people writing music that they enjoy to play on their instruments because they enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like they're not doing it for a bit of quick, easy cash.
Yeah.
I think
you don't become good at doing like playing your instrument overnight
No,
Yeah, that's
unless you're Mega Dave.
unless you're negative.
I think metal's a genre that prides itself on authenticity as well. You know, like we strive to be real, the real deal, and authentic.
Well, that's what we go see. That's what we go to
that's
see.
what-
Yeah.
That's why I was drawn to metal, because it's not sugar coated in any way. Like
Yeah.
it's just the raw, real deal, and not like any pop music out there maybe is. So if it starts creeping into metal, I can't accept or embrace that.
I don't think it will. I don't think.
No,
Hey,
and I don't think it really ever will.
I think you're always going to get little examples here and there
Yeah.
of it. And there's no
Yeah.
rules in any music, really. It's all subjective, like I say. But
I can't imagine someone like Randy Blythe getting up there and having a demo track.
Miming his clean vocals.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
I think
So we're all in agreement. It can fuck off.
it can fuck off.
It can fuck off.
It can fuck off.
Alright.
I'll tell you what else can fuck off.
Oh god, here we go.
Deathcore.
Hey, which brings us
Hey,
nicely to our
back
listening
to
game.
the game,
Nicely
which
to our
you've now
game.
incidentally lost again.
so,
Yeah, back to just to clarify, our game was to get us to delve deeper into our subgenres of metal. We've picked deathcore this week.
Try and find some deathcore bands that we didn't
We-
hate and
we
try and
gen-
convince the others to give them a listen.
Yeah, to find deathcore we generally liked.
Yeah.
But we excluded bands like Whitechapel,
The famous ones.
Yeah,
We couldn't pick Suicide Silence.
Whitechapel, Suicide
All
Silence,
All Shall Perish.
All Shall Perish.
so I'm just laughing because that name got mentioned again.
We'll edit it out.
Yeah.
Like it's murder.
Just refer to them
Over it.
that
Yeah, the
band.
whole- The whole point is to go and find a new band.
Yeah.
And just expand our horizons a little
Even
bit.
if they're not necessarily like a new band, but a band that we've never come across before, and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed trying to find something I liked, and I did. I found a couple of bands I liked.
There you go. You start off.
All right.
Alright, let's go round and.
All right,
and-
probably
and,
for the best.
My band is called the Voynich Code, and I found these accidentally.
Sorry, the what code?
The Voynich Code.
Voynich.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did look up the Voynich Code, and it's some old bit of writing.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't read many more into it. Yeah, the song is called Antithesis, and I found these accidentally when looking at August Burns, something from August Burns Red, who the lead singer featured on one of their songs, which I'll talk about in a minute.
Okay.
But you want to hear a bit of it?
Yeah.
So we're gonna try this.
This is the first time I'm going to try this.
This could go wrong.
It won't go wrong, don't worry. Alright, so this is the Voynich code. How about that?
Well,
Fucking-
how about
how
that?
about-
That
That
is
is-
fucking awesome.
It's really good, isn't
Alright,
it?
so we got a yes over
I
here.
liked it. Yeah.
Musically, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound. I'm going to sound like fucking mum and dad here. But what are they yelling about?
I'm glad you said that because this was going to be my point.
I didn't get a word of that.
We'll get into that.
We'll get
in a
into
minute.
that
well,
afterwards.
There is definitely
Right,
a
let's
pattern.
go round, hear each other's
Alright,
choices.
shall we-
We'll-
shall we go
we'll-
This is your band, so you can
This-
start
this
us
is
off with
this
your
is first.
appraisal.
Appraisal. That part of the song was really good. They are very techy. That weird keyboard.
It
That
sounded
goes-
like a Final Fantasy
That
boss.
goes that goes through their album.
Okay.
And then you've got the obvious deathcore sort of low, like from the depths sort of screams. Again, the video I watched is just a deathcore video. They're on an airstrip, and someone's getting chased through the woods.
I
And
can
they've got,
actually
like-
see that now listening to that clip. Someone being chased.
And he's doing all.
That's like quite a menacing little like keyboard melody,
Yeah.
isn't it?
But they're on the video. They haven't got a keyboard, so I don't know where that sound's coming from.
Pretty bad.
And they've got really weird guitars. Like one guy's got the blue guitar. It's like half a guitar. And it's got no no tuning pegs on it. And so
It's just that low. It's like
and,
just drop.
yeah, and they've all got like 12
Drop
string
B
guitars, something ridiculous like that.
Wow, yeah.
But yeah, the Portuguese.
Okay.
I feel bad now. I couldn't understand any of the words.
They are speaking
I mean-
English, but they are from Portugal. Yeah, the August Burns Red singer's on it.
Okay.
And one of their other songs called
As a guest
Disillusion. I think as a guest vocalist. And what I was amazed by was the difference in their screams. Like
Yeah.
the guy from the Voynich Code was just standing there in his glasses, just like casually doing this like hell of a scream, and then it cuts to the August Burns Red guy, and he is really going for it. Like it looks like
really
it looks like
straining,
he's
putting in all that.
struggling
Yeah.
to keep up with this Voynich Code guy. But yeah, that's my guys.
Awesome.
That's my guys.
That's my guys. That's what I like.
I'll
They're
go
okay.
I'll give them a listen.
Mm-hmm.
I do recognise that keyboard melody. I don't know where the fuck from.
They're pretty new.
I might have like checked them out recently. I don't know.
There's a couple
I'm
of-
pretty sure I've heard that somewhere before.
Have you?
I couldn't tell you where.
Ah,
Like-
yeah. That's
In the woods somewhere.
While he was running through the woods.
Chasing these guys.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Fucking know what happened.
that's what I enjoyed. I found the whole thing very comical. Like, they like, every deathcore band takes themselves so seriously and makes them it makes them sound ridiculous.
Yeah.
We need a Steel Panther of deathcore. That's what we need. Surely there is one out there.
Bro job.
Oh yeah,
Bro
Bro
Job.
Job. Yeah. We've already covered that. Which
Needs his face right now.
I push my fingers into my
I haven't got a Mojo clip, but we'll try.
That should have been my band. Yeah.
Okay, Daddy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, boy. Black Dahlia Murder. I found this band, God, a long time ago. I've not listened to them recently, really. But the first track I heard years ago was a song called A Vulgar Picture off the Miasma or Miasma record, which is like 2005 or 6.
So I remember you buying one of their albums, think it was like the best thing that has ever been released ever
I
in the
think
history of mankind.
Yeah. I mean, this was like such a new thing at the time. It was kind of like comical. It was like extreme reaction. But I mean, death metal / deathcore, like, where do you find the line?
I mean, I don't know.
I for me, it's kind of like Black Dahlia are kind of maybe a little bit more on the death metal side because they just ripped the whole way through. Whereas I think of deathcore, I think there's more of the metalcore breakdown side.
It's basically metalcore with massive death metal influences.
Yeah, I mean this band is this and that album in particular, and Nocturnal, the one that they brought out afterwards, is just through and through metalcore riffs, but with just evil vocals and just like fucking machine gun like drums. It's just nuts. I remember I saw them live years ago, and it's just 5 fat blokes just shredding, drinking beer, and they just don't give a fuck.
I saw them at 11:30 in the morning at a festival, and no band came along and were better than them all day.
Really?
They were fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Even at 11:30.
But there's something.
They were really good.
Yeah, I think it's weird because I think of you put death metal, deathcore, you think of just bleak, and you just think of angry, and just like you say, it takes itself so seriously.
Yeah.
But I think this is why I like this band so much, just because it seems like they have so much fun with it, and there's something quite cheeky and catchy about it as well. Not even in not in a gimmicky way, just in a kind of like, I don't know. It's just like we're getting wasted and just writing heavy as fuck music, and it's just brilliant.
Shall we have a listen?
Yeah, Everything Went Black.
Yeah.
Now, I liked that more because vocally, those deeper vocals remind me a lot of As I Lay Dying. I can get on board with that.
Yeah. Have you heard that track before?
No.
That is like for Dahlia Murder fans. That is like one of their best tracks. So check that out.
Okay.
Yeah. You mean you heard the riffs at the end? That influence there, and then it's like the highs and the lows. And does that I don't know if that's just something in my head. Does that make sense? The whole sort of cheeky feel about it. It's like
It feels really neat and tidy as well. Like it doesn't feel so.
Yeah, production is very crisp on those two albums.
Crisp is the word. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I went back and listened to like some of the newer stuff, and it's definitely in the same vein. It's just like a bit more raw. But I think it's the first track of the most recent album is really fucking good as well. So yeah, that's definitely go check out. Well, all their catalogue if you can stomach, I don't know, 6 albums of deathcore, but Miasma, that one,
It's
that's
a
the
push.
one. Yeah, if you just want to like get a claw out, and there you go. Sit right there.
It's not an urge that's ever taken me before, but let's see what happens.
Do you want to
after.
claw someone's eyes out?
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Just
Okay.
to give you some perspective.
Yeah, I'll stick the deathcore on. Claw some eyes out.
Looking around the core.
Fisher.
Alright, Fisher. who you got?
Okay, my choice was Chelsea Grin. Literally.
Sorry, I'm not a fan. Go on.
Okay. I put the word deathcore into Spotify and just.
And just pick the first one you
Well,
saw.
no, I
The
got
second.
No, it was about 8. Chelsea Grin were the first band that came up that I heard last night that just had something a bit different about themselves from all the rest. My issue was I'd hear one track, the vocals, well, one style, as was the next track and the next track and the next track. It all sounded really samey to me. And then I heard Chelsea Grin and was like, actually they've got a different dimension, they've got a different edge to them. Which is what I was looking for. I was looking for something that wasn't run of the mill. And Chelsea Grin popped up and I thought, yeah, they've got something about them that has caught my attention. Then went and listened to about 5 or 6 tracks. Actually, they've just released a new album called Self-Inflicted, and it's a really fucking good album.
Was it this year?
Yeah, it was this year's 2017 album. Yeah, really enjoyed it. So I'm quite happy to have found, a positive has come out of this game for me. I found something that I really like. They are currently on tour with Black Dahlia Murder.
Oh,
actually,
cool.
opening for them. That sounds like a heavy fucking show.
Right.
Good segue.
Deathcore.
Back catalogue, I have no idea. I literally discovered this band last night. They've got an
Had
album.
you never heard of them before?
I've heard the name, but I've never heard them. Never listened to them. I mean, death metal, I've skirted around it. It's never been my thing. I was saying to Rob last night, don't be surprised to see me turn up today with 24-inch tunnels, a flat peak cap, and a parka, and maybe a throat cap. That's how I felt after 2 hours of death metal last night. Just so fucking angry. I had to put on some real big fish afterwards, just to cool off of it.
I didn't have enough Deathcore by the end.
But I loved it. I just can't put up with it for more than a couple of hours. It's very intense. And actually, what surprised me about it was the talent that's there. You know, there's some really talented drummers and stuff, and I think it just gets overlooked as it's just so intense and maybe a bit of a wall of noise. But the productions, or the production quality these days, there's some really good stuff.
Something I'd like to add to that as well, actually, is like I think definitely years, like sort of 5-6 years ago when I was going to a lot more metal shows, seeing like deathcore and death metal bands is having a good sound for that kind of band is quite a rare thing.
Yeah.
It's so, especially with like really low tuned guitars, getting that to stand out in a big venue is always like, even in like the smaller clubs and pubs and stuff, it's like a lot of the time it just sounds muddy and it's like it can tell
just
there's a lot
sounds
going
like
on.
noise if it's not done right.
And again, it's like that mum and dad old person comment, but it kind of does. Like if you see, it's quite. That's what you said about Black Dahlia Murder. It's definitely a treat to hear it with
that crisp
clarity.
It's not like that sludgy,
Yeah.
really difficult low sounding, because it is all low sounding stuff. To get that clarity is.
That's why a lot of
quite
bands
difficult.
like kept tuning their guitars lower and said, okay, we're gonna have to just slow the fucking songs down so we can hear it, and you just started getting all these like doom and sludge bands.
Annotations of an autopsy and stuff like that.
Alright, do you want to hear it?
Let's give these to listen.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
yes. Alright.
Yeah.
That was a massive improvement from what I'd heard years ago. Yeah.
They're just very gang vocally, pissed off and angry.
Yeah, I
stuff.
really felt the anger on that one.
But on the album,
Yeah.
they go quite melodic as well.
Right.
For a deathcore band like that is probably quite rare. I feel. I don't really know, but yeah, that's the kind of extra dimension I was talking about. That's why I kind of picked them, because they had just that something a bit different that set them apart from the rest. And
Yeah, I thought the vocals were quite different. I appreciate that, even though it's kind of comical. Like I was For those listening, I was just sort of pointing at Lee's cue. Like it's just, I can see him like sort of. It's almost like he was doing the vocal tracks through his teeth. Like,
Yeah, I mean that track there was called Clickbait, and I think was a massive fuck you to a lot of people that have been talking shit about them online. Fuck the media, fuck the haters.
By the sounds of it, fuck literally everything.
Yeah, it looks like they've kind of come out fighting from whatever criticism they've had in the past.
Well, you can't be a
but
definite-
I don't know the entire backstory of that.
yeah.
But yeah, check it out. Self-Inflicted. It's a brand new album this year.
What are your thoughts
Yeah.
on that? Either or.
It's gonna be the same for what I say about all of these bands.
Shall we get into your one then, Lucy?
Yeah.
All right, introduce your one, and we'll play a clip of him.
I went with a band called Luck Won't Save You.
All right.
Just play some of
All
that
right, I'm
so
gonna
I
play
can
some of it.
drink some beer.
All right. Any second.
It's great.
Oh.
Right, that 30-second clip, you've summed up everything about Death Metal there.
Right. Yeah.
Go on, let you
Okay.
talk first. There you go.
Now, I will say,
What the fuck is going on with this world?
I know the object of this was to find a band that we liked and try and sell it to the other guys, but honestly, Deathcore just isn't for me. This band, I hated them less than the other deathcore bands I listened to.
Okay. I mean,
I'll be honest, I think there were probably some better clips that you could have played.
that clip probably summed up
What's the
all
song
of
called?
the deathcore.
It did all of the deathcore.
That's what I was trying to say. That just epitomises everything about Deathcore. That
There is
It was
actually
fast.
there is actually like
Okay.
some good music on that album.
I liked it because you just sent me the whole album, so I went through it and then I picked that little bit of clip because I found it hilarious.
It is, and the problem I have with deathcore is it's not the music, because like I said there is some good music in there, and some of it is actually really melodic as well. Problem I have with deathcore in general is the vocals.
yeah.
Like I just can't get on with it. Like you said earlier, just what were they saying? I don't know.
Oh, I got that. He said, "What the fuck's going
What
on?"
the fuck is going
Yeah.
on? And then he died.
Maybe I don't know. This is why I said that like your choice of band, Danny, I can go with that because I like the vocal style.
Yeah.
I yeah.
Is there a winner of this game? I mean, you said it's a game, so.
Sure.
I think it should be a challenge. Is it a game?
I see what's going on. Okay, cool.
Yeah, now you can't win.
Fuck you guys. Yeah.
Um,
I actually like the second half of that clip more than the first, because the first to me it just sounded like a generic breakdown fucking metal band.
I will put like some more of their stuff on after this. Like,
Yeah.
the first track on the album it's not a bad track. It's just them fucking shitty vocals. Like I just hate deathcore is not for me. It's the best of a bad bunch that I could find.
Okay.
Really.
Best of a bad genre.
Yeah, I'm not really selling it to anyone.
Well, I liked
We
it.
have failed at this challenge.
Well, I
Fine.
like I like putting good music onto people, and that's always been something I've done. But this, actually watching everybody laugh at each other's options,
Yeah.
has been quite enjoyable. So I almost want to do a section at some point of finding the worst shit we can come out with.
Okay.
Well, I've heard of a band called Luck Won't Save You.
Right. So for next week,
Yeah, let's pick a genre.
my
For
suggestion was
next
black metal. I don't
Oh,
know.
Oh,
yeah.
Black metal.
Yeah, we could do. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all bored.
What I was,
You know, like,
I mean, what do we have realistically?
Black
metal.
What to the
Power
bands
metal.
we want to exclude?
what are you talking about? What do you have within?
No subgenres.
You want to
God.
do a thing on power metal, battle metal.
Pirate metal, hardcore.
Crabcore.
I think hardcore would be a good one, 'cause I don't know
Hardcore.
shit about
Okay,
hardcore.
hardcore works.
I'm a connoisseur.
I'm
I'm not really.
All right.
I'm gonna say next week that we should do black metal.
Okay.
Black metal next week.
Black metal.
Black metal.
Right,
So
I'm gonna come in
No,
like
no
white
demoval.
makeup,
We
big
have to
black
dress up.
streaks down my face. I'll have murdered a small family and sacrificed them to like some goat lord.
We're
or
gonna
something.
burn some crosses in the garden.
Yes,
Pentagram on the table.
and a church. I'm not gonna burn a church. If there is a church burning between now and next week, it wasn't me.
All right.
Do you know that after all those years that Shaggy came out and admitted that it was him? Look it up. It's a thing. He actually came out and was like, it was me. We don't know what you did, Shaggy, but it was him. There you go. So, you know, just on a lighter note, I'm down with black metal.
Okay, cool. Right, what
So-
black metal bands?
So no demoval gear.
No Jimmy.
They're too obvious. Who was your man? And
Oh, Behemoth.
Yeah.
probably no Bet. I think
Yeah.
black metal.
Behemoth.
Behemoth.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
Cradle? A Cradle black metal? Or
Yeah,
death
I'd say
metal?
no cradle.
Yeah, no
No
Cradle. And
Basically, if you can't read the band name, you're probably
Oh
into
my
something.
if they... Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I would limit your search to Sweden.
I've got to show you.
Norway. Norway.
I'm
Scandinavia.
gonna pick a band called Tree Branch because fucking logo.
This is going to be so fucking depressing.
There's
next
an art.
week.
There's a like
It
a
really is.
a festival poster that I saw, and it was like 20 bands, and all of the logos were just tree branches. Like
Yeah.
and there were actual bands there. I couldn't read one of them. It was fucking brilliant.
It just that pisses me off.
Yeah.
If I can't read who you are, I'm not going to listen to you. What the fuck am I going to Google?
Oh yeah, you go to see that old fucking.
Alright.
What's your band called? this next song's called.
Spotify.
What's this song called? Yup. After your favourite milkshake.
Alright, yeah,
Oh wait,
so-
all killer no filler.
Alright, yeah.
Oh yeah, All Kill No Filler from
Right,
Robsmith
All
this
Kill
week,
No
and I
Filler.
am looking forward to this.
Is Hail Destroyer by the Cancer Bats.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fucking hell.
All in agreement there, boys.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's what I wanted. I saw them. I wasn't a huge fan of them to start with, but then I randomly saw them at the Coca in London. We had a spare night, so I can't spare someone to go see them. And holy shit, like that guy on stage, he just does not stop moving.
He is fucking nuts.
He
Isn't
is
he?
absolutely nuts. And yeah, holy shit! Like next day, Hail Destroyer. When I brought Hail Destroyer, and
Yeah.
like the tracks on there, like it's hugely riff based, like got massive riffs in that album. It's very like hardcore punk, sort of like real hardcore punk influences, and yeah, it's just, like every track's a solid track.
It's just
You
like
got-
kick in the head, isn't
Yeah,
it?
like it
Yeah.
started with Hail Destroyer. I need to get the track list up, but starting with Hail Destroyer, awesome looking track. Huge
just-
riff in that.
Is that the album with Lucifer's Rocket
Yeah.
Chair? That really
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah, real southern sort of rock.
Southern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. There's
Awesome.
there's another
Awesome
track
stuff.
called Smile Politely, which again is
Yeah.
awesome. Every track you're nodding your head to.
Yeah.
My favourite track on there is called Sorceress.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Amazing track. You love it.
Is that
Energy all the way through.
Is it Hadrons Collide, something like that? That might be Dead Set on Living.
I
Actually.
can't remember.
I can't remember.
That's
Can-
another fucking good album.
Dead Set on Living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
they're
I've
just,
not
they're
really-
just an awesome band.
I've
I'd
not
say
really
probably.
looked at any
I've got to hear
other
it.
stuff, have you?
Yeah. I'd say they're probably quite an underrated band.
I'd
I'd
say
say
so.
Yeah, they had some trouble recently, didn't they? They like had no label for a while and like
Really?
nearly kicked it in. Yeah.
Wow.
The only time I've seen them and not liked them was when they were playing with While She Sleeps. That's because While She Sleeps were on before them. and While She Sleeps are a very difficult act to follow in my eyes.
Oh yeah, I heard about that gig. I was just gonna go to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a dual. They were both headliners, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean,
But they were, like,
don't get me wrong. Like, it was not a bad show for them at all. If it'd just been them, it would have been fucking incredible. Following an act like that is tough.
Mm. I think, yeah, from my understanding, that they each day they flipped it around. So
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so
Oh,
it was
that's
like they
interesting.
alternated the headline.
Okay.
The only track I know off that album, I think, from my memory, is just the title track, which is a fucking rager.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. So
Yeah, definitely give this album a listen because all the way through. Just,
Mm-hmm.
I remember buying it and putting it in the car and it was in there for weeks.
Mm.
They've got such a range of influences as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I see the track list in there. What we got?
What you got? You got starting off with Hail Destroyer. You got,
What an opening riff.
yeah,
Yeah. Like everything on the album is like it's so simple. The guitars are simple, the drums are simple. Like it's just a simple album
it's
which
a headbangers album.
yeah,
isn't it,
which
really?
gets you fucking moving.
Mm.
His vocals, they're amazing.
Yeah, they're just raw as fuck. You know.
They are in everything that he does though. Like, did you hear the album from Axe Wound?
Oh fuck! I forgot about
yeah.
that.
That's a fucking good album as well.
Axe.
Axe Wound.
I forgot about them.
Who's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
Matt
yeah,
Tucker.
yeah.
Yeah, Matt
That's
Tuck. I can't even remember who else was in that band.
I only remember the one song from them, but it was pretty cool.
The whole album's really good.
Am I right in thinking that Matt Tuck didn't sing at all, did he?
No,
he
guitar,
he
wasn't
no he
Yeah.
did do some vocals, like
Yeah.
not main vocals.
Was
Like
it
he was singing
singing or was he
choruses and he was singing.
He was.
But most of the album is Liam on vocals and fucking hell.
I saw Cancer Bats at the UEA years ago with the Bronx and Rise Against, and the Cancer Bats were on first.
Oh, really?
This was years ago, and because Rise Against are massive, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I thought that both of those bands blew Rise Against off the stage.
Oh,
The
really?
Bronx especially. This was like back in their heyday, but they're such a good punk band, like really raw, and his vocals are just like next level, like same sort of style as like Cancer Bats, really just passionate,
Their
aren't
Black Sabbath tribute band is going on tour.
they? I've heard about this.
Bat
yeah.
Sabbath.
Bat Sabbath.
Yeah.
Might be worth checking out if they come anywhere near here. I think
Yeah, that is my album.
that is yeah.
all killer for me.
Okay,
It is absolutely.
I'll go listen to that because I've a friend of mine, John. He always talks about Cancer Bats, and I sort of I'm like, oh yeah. And I know that I like them, but for some reason I've just slept with them. I've just not bothered.
Yeah, I think you'll dig it.
The,
Yeah.
I was a bit like that with them until I actually took the time to give them a listen. They were just always sort of there.
Yeah.
But then it might have even been that album. I put it on. I was like, fuck me.
Yeah. Amazing. It's quite old now.
Yeah, it is.
2009, I think it came out.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, cool.
But yeah, no, I'm impressed with that.
So it's done. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Any
all,
any other business?
No, I don't think so. I just think tune in next week for an interesting discussion.
Oh yeah, that'll be a big one. I want some arguments. I want,
Yeah, I can see it getting quite heated to be
Yeah.
perfectly
It's
honest.
going to get quite heated. It's quite a heavy topic. It's a topic I think we're all quite passionate about. It's basically we're going to pose the question: Does politics belong in heavy metal? Does it have a place? And I think we're going to sort of discuss if yes, why, and if no, why not. I think that's going to be
as opposed to just being like, nah,
no,
or yeah,
move on.
have some sort of insight for you. Yeah.
I'm just going to ask that we don't get caught up on Rage Against the Machine for too long.
There's also other.
No,
I think it's
it's
good
really
to talk about
motivating.
bands that have done it in different ways, and whether because again it's I'm starting the topic early, but yeah.
No,
I think, yeah.
don't do it. We'll just go on and on and on.
I'm getting into it already, so yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Next week's going to be a good one, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking it is All Killer from. I don't know.
someone, yeah.
you.
Yeah, it's
From
got to be.
me?
Sure, yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I've got some good ones lined up.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So homework is Hell Destroyer.
Cool.
You don't.
Yeah.
And
I'll give that a listen
a
as
black
well.
metal band.
A black.
Oh.
This is going to be fun.
Is it?
Cool. That's it then. We'll stop there.
All right.
shall
Yeah. All good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Excellent.
Cool.
Lovely.
Cheers for listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Take it easy.
See ya. Hello.
Mm.
That's the way to start, isn't it?
Good evening.
Hello.
That's the way to start a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely. With some mild, friendly alcoholism.
I wonder if you can pick up the slurp on the new microphone.
Have a try. Most definitely.